Hello, everybody. My name is Max Convexity. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you all for being here. Today's show is going to be called Bone Up on Options with Max. All right, we're going to look at, I've been making this pretty much a daily show, and I've showed you guys some trades to do this week, but they all, or most of them are getting ready to expire here in a few minutes. So we're going to take a look at them and close them all out, okay? Okay, market's selling off. It's been selling off all day, or started selling off yesterday. Started telling us they wanted to sell off actually Wednesday about 1:30 when it started giving us clues. Well, in any event, we're here to check out options. This is the option nut. So let's look at our open trades. Okay, now the very top one we're going to talk about in a second. The Alti ones, that's a different show. Bullish max convexity for the end of the year. We aren't going to talk about this one. Applied materials. Oh my gosh, I gave you guys this one yesterday, and it did not work out. They missed earnings and they dropped big. Let's look at the chart. It had like a, 7%, 6% buffer or something, but it dropped more than 6 or 7%. Unfortunately, it dropped from 185 to 173. It dropped 12 points initially. That right there is like 8%, and then it fell off another couple percent, unfortunately. So let's go back and look. So that one, unfortunately, is a winner. Is a loser. I'm sorry. Let's go back. Where is that? Applied materials. Okay. Close trade. And we'll have to put that one in the losing column. All right. But in the winning column, the day before that, I gave you the Disney spread. I accidentally entered it in here twice, or really 3 times, 2 different expirations. But the one at the bottom was the one for this week. So that's a $1,500 winner. Hopefully you did that. That will offset the loss in applied materials. Let's close this one out. Look at that. See, in these spreads, everything's worthless except for one of them. That's really all you were going for, is that one call. There are 3 calls that you were long. And that's really that was the profit driver. You may profit off these other ones because you sold this one for $2 and it went to 0, or you went to 1 cent. So yeah, that was a profit driver too. That short put and this long call drove the profit on this trade. Anyway, great trade. Congratulations for those of you guys that were smart enough to do it. I'm just joking. Lucky enough to do it, let's just say. I was unlucky enough to not do that one, but I did do applied materials. So I got up this morning staring at a trading loss. All right. What else do we have? So that's Rocket Lab. Those are ULTY trades. ULTY is doing really well. That 6-legged beast, that's their Disney trade. Okay, so here's another hedge trade I gave you on an option show for the end of the week. This is how to hedge NVIDIA for the end of the week. We thought NVIDIA had got a little bit ahead of itself. This thing didn't have a lot of buffer, but it had like 3% buffer. NVIDIA just had to not go up more than 154 or something. Anyway, NVIDIA's done a good job and has fallen, and this thing doesn't expire till next week, unfortunately. So we're going to keep an eye on this because it could get a lot worse for NVIDIA. This is kind of like a bearish hedge for us. But I wanted to show you guys how to put on a reverse max convexity. That's a reverse risk reversal. But now I also want to show you the hedge for the end of the week on Russell. This one really worked out nice. Remember I said Russell had been dropping since Wednesday. When I saw Russell dropping the other day, we put on a hedge in Russell just in case. Let me try to get a better target here, 250. Okay, so this was the trade I came up with. And you could see it made an income, made about 10% income, but it kind of got a free shot at the market dropping because it's kind of like a free put or a cheap put. Well, anything you get over this area, over 230, the put kicks in. Well, it's kicked in. And, we're up $400. That's not bad on a $1,200 trade. What is that, 30%? And that's for 3 days. These are the kinds of trades I do and I like to do. But in any event, let's take this one off, or let's close this one off, close this one out. So here you can see we had two options we bought for 42 cents, two puts that went to $1.29. Then we had two calls we bought for 17 cents that went to nothing. Then we had two calls we sold at $1.28, went to zero. So that's full profit there. This was a nice trade. Okay, so here's today's trade. So let's talk. So now we're going to talk about the charts, though. Let's get the SPY out here. My thesis is it's going to bounce. These two red lines are the Trump gap. That's the gap that was left behind on election day or after election eve, whatever. I think a person could confidently buy the dip here, especially if they used a max convexity spread, a risk reversal where they like a loaded dice spread where they started the race ahead. And right here, that's the line. That's where the opponent would have to start. They have to start all the way down here, and I get to start here. It's a bullish bet. I'm thinking maybe this is about as low as we go when we bounce next week from here. So that's my thesis for this trade. So here's what I came up with. I came up with this. It's already up $12. I did it like 5 minutes before, and I did this one in real life too. I have this trade on in real life too. I bought the dip in real life. So just like this, for next week, I sold put spreads. I sold 3 put spreads to finance a long call option. So this puts me in a position where I just don't want the SPY to drop between now and next Friday more than 1.4%. Has to stay above 577. And that's where this line is on it. I put the line on that. So that's visually, you just want, in other words, the SPY can drop to here and you don't lose money. How many investments do you have where you can be wrong and not lose money or even make money? I mean, it doesn't happen that often. Well, anyway, we'll see what happens. So that's my buy the dip play. I will save it and share it with you guys. Let's put up here. This is a loaded dice bullish trade. Okay, loaded dice bullish trade in the SPY. Buy the dip for next week. Okay. Override existing trade. I'll copy link. Okay, I'm going to put that in the comments. If you guys want to do that, the market's still open for 35 more minutes. And the market is bouncing a little bit. When I first came on, we were back in the gap. We closed 2 30-minute periods inside the gap, and we pushed it back outside the gap for 2 periods so far. We'll see if we can keep it outside. I think that election thing was so strong. I think the bulls will defend this area. My theory is, well, you see what my theory is. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. Okay, let's go back to the other options and see how they are working. We pretty much closed out the ones that I've been talking to you guys about this week. June 17th, loaded dice at 3321. Those are longer term trades there. So those don't expire this week. That's why I'm not looking at those as much. Here was a Mara earnings trade that expired this week. This one worked out very nicely. This was a loaded dice trade, and let's make the target 15 so you can see the profit loss graph. So that was a very nice trade in Mara. Just made $90, but I mean, hell, it was just on $800 risk, so it was like $10. I mean, 10% for a week, and we weren't capped on the upside because if Mara would have kept going up, we would have made extra money. All right, so that Mara trade was a nice trade as well. I'd forgotten about that one. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Earnings. I usually put earnings or loaded dice to kind of so we know it's one of ours. Like this one, loaded dice spread. This one's one of ours. Damn thing, freaking Trump, it didn't work out. When did this expire? Oh, well, this doesn't expire till January, though. This has some time left on, till expiration. This is still a damn good trade. This might be a good way to buy the Trump dip. I'm not bullish in DJT, though. Anyway, in the stock. So it's just a meme stock, just something interesting to look at. Loaded dice trade, neutral broken wing butterfly. Let's see if there's anything on this trade that I've shown you guys. Bullish Trump year-end trade. I would really like this trade. I did this trade as soon as I heard that Trump won, or the next morning. This was put on after the gap up. Okay, this is a bullish trade just for the end of the year. For 3 months, goes out till January. This is a great trade. This one could end up being a big, and I have this one on in real life too. This one could, I'm hoping we do get a Santa Claus rally. The market, especially little stocks, go up 10, 15% from here. This trade will be worth $3,200 a contract. And I don't just have on one contract. I have on multiples. But that's going to be an interesting trade. Or it already is an interesting trade. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all for being here. I'm going to post the link to that trade in the comments. Hit me up if you have any questions. These multiple leg trades are complex, and they're just very involved. If you aren't an option trader and haven't done iron butterflies and iron condors and multiple leg trades before, hit me up in the comments and I'll walk you through it. If you don't totally understand it, I'll walk you through it. I'll help you out because it's not for the faint of heart. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all for being here. You have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Hey, I have a live stream coming on in a few minutes, so be there too. It'll probably be on right about now because it's 2:30. But by the time I post this, it'll be 2:45. By the time you watch it, it'll be 2:55. My live stream comes on at 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern. So definitely be there. All right. See y'all.